Welcome everybody to the first episode of Let's Play All the Mods 10. I've played it, you've played it. I've never got the stars, so I said, why not? Now, I've recorded an episode already. Audio was bad, so I said, let's do it again. So that is why I have a little bit of progress, but I'll show you guys what I have right now. Let's get into it. In the beginning, this is where I decided to settle down. I didn't actually build this. This is from a supply camp of mine colonies. The only time we'll ever use this mod for a base. So I started right here with Ars Nouveau. Get myself the launch spell combined with the kinetic belt so I do not take fall damage or barely any. I started with farms. First thing started lava. Dripstone for the dripping upgrades, and I went in the nether to get a blaze farm. Everything's been moved to my other base, but this allowed me to get started with power for some energy. Also, mystical agriculture started with a farm, growth accelerators everywhere, and if you use the copy and paste device, you could just copy this like boom, boom, and paste it everywhere. Super easy. Gotta love these gadgets right here. Have couple of seeds right now: diamond, air, nature, everything, the dye seeds, and everything goes into a dimensional chest. Now, little tip: harvester pylon, you don't even need an unbreakable hoe. Just get yourself a silent gear stone hoe. Even if it breaks, it still works. So I don't know if that's bug intended or not, but we'll use it. Why not? After that, started a little bit of mechanism, trying to get battery, everything. Here are my first few chests, and I started working immediately on my top secret underground lair. Let's go check it out. This is what we have right now. As you can see, magnificent cave. And I've been building. I really love this calcite. I've been using frame blocks for everything. Everything you see over here is framed blocks. Everything. I've been terraforming a little bit with this prismas, making it look good. And I'll show you guys how this is going on. So, my mystical agriculture farm leads right into this dimensional chest. We've also got a little mob farm that we could go check out. Underground. It just needs to be close to the base since it's natural spawns, but we got dreadful dirt, a fan pushing into a mob masher with looting upgrades and damage. So I've got a blacklist filter right here for the trash can and a whitelist for what we want to keep. Now, the perk of being in the snow biome, we get some really good drops. We get string, we get wool, we get some ores from the different variants of mob spawning. So like the snowy endermen, the snowy creepers, and all of that. So let's go back to the surface and I'll show you guys my little storage system I've got going on. So I didn't feel like crafting a bunch of storage drives. As you can see, I only have 2 and they're not even full, but look at this. You can see I've got a lot of stuff. So how does it work? Everything leads back to this dimensional chest. I'm using a super factory manager with this simple program, just the example program with the added fluid for my tank. But what I use is, I'll show you guys the labels. So you get the input from the chest and from the tank, and it leads right down to the storage controller with a storage bus and high priority. This priority basically means that if I put something in my system over there, it'll check if it can store it inside these functional drawers. I've got compacting drawers everywhere except here. This for my mystical agriculture farm, this for the mob farm, and we got some liquids right here with dripping stone. Just generating passively, you know. So every 20 tick, these guys load up into the system. just make sure to have a void upgrade on every single one of them. You don't want to overflow your chest, causing the mob farm to spike the lag. We also have this flawless budding Certus quartz that you could collect with these cardboard boxes. If you try with Silk Touch, it changes the state, doesn't work. I've got another one right here, which I found with the compass, making myself dust slowly but surely. And this one has a modular router with a breaker module. I've put Fortune 6 on here using Evil Craft. So with Evil Craft early game, you can get this pickaxe right here, Fortune 5. Make a couple of them really easy. As you can see, my Paxel has Fortune 7 on it. Really good for ores. To this enchant, just drop an anvil on a block out of obsidian with some books and whatever you want to drop, and it'll change it up. Now I'll just show you guys everything here is linked into the ME system. This was my early iron farm, but we got seeds now, and yeah, everything leads back to here. The reason I use blocks is just easier for crafts. You have to use less patterns. It's already in your system like that. So next up, let me just put this back in here. But we have the molecular assemblers right here with acceleration cards leading into a dense smart channel. Doesn't have to be smart, but this just shows me how much channel there is. For our power system, we have thermo generators blazing, which we got all the blaze rods from our farm I mentioned earlier. But with our ME system now, I'll show you guys, we'll be able to upgrade these to the ender tier, which I forget what it's called, the spirited tier, with these spirited crystals. I've got a little battery here as a buffer and an ender cell with little ender gates right here to power the machines. So this is my ME system right now. It's just out of whack. I've got 5 controllers. Don't worry, next episodes we're setting up the big machine. We've got the 16K crafting storage and co-processing unit. I'll probably add 1 or 2 more just to have more tasks at the same time. And yeah, I'll show you guys. Come on, there you go. I've got a couple of pattern providers, obsidian chest. So if I want some glass, very easy, let's just do 100 and boom, look at the speed of that. It is using my essence to craft sand and then crafting a glass immediately. As you can see, we're already done the 100 glass. So just the pattern providers with our patterns in here. And don't forget to set the input output. Reaction chamber, this is a must for everything that is flux or charged. Same thing, patterns, don't forget to put the water. I just put 64 so it does them fast. Now these I will upgrade soon. I forget what it's called. So to make these, we'll use the crystal assembler. But first of all, we need to get those entro infused ingots. So we will need these. What I think I'll do this episode at the end is I'll get myself one of these entro seeds, which we need 4 one-time compressed blocks. So a lot of them. But with Fortune 7, should not be a big deal. Right now, I've got this one doing the circuits with the inscriber. And I've got these doing the processors, the stone and the dust. I could also put a crusher here to do the dust, but why not? So to make all my power stuff, as you can see, I could just make 2 of these, boom, and it's over here. I've terraformed, trying to make it look nice, and look at that. Now it goes a bit slow. These are not upgraded, but I've got an energy cell right here as a buffer with a gate on top. And what I've got here is an ME provider with all the patterns. I use the blocks. It's just less steps. So you use the blocks right here in your pattern provider, do blocking mode, and default blocking mode. Now right here, the little camouflaged Prismos upgrade for the modular router. So it hides it. Looks pretty good. I love these modules. With speed upgrades, I've got a sender. So what it does is this one pulls these, which I have on whitelist. So once they're done, they get pulled by this Mark II puller, and with the sender, sends it right back into my system. Very easy. So with that done, I'm ready to craft the spirited thermogens. I think I'll place them somewhere else. No, I think I'll keep them right there. I haven't built anything for it yet. But with those, I'll collect those. Hopefully there's enough in my buffer to craft them all. I think we shall do 12. So with this beginner setup of these pattern assemblers, I've got all these patterns inside. I've got the classic mystical agriculture. Use blocks to craft them. You'll save yourself much time. I've got all the power stuff to make the spirited thermogens. And next episode, we'll be getting all the modium soul lava and making all this even more efficient. If you didn't know, thermogens get more power with more heat. So as you can see right here, the temperature of soul lava is 9,000. We will be using blocks of blazing crystal right now. We were using lava, but this will make it even more efficient. So to craft them, I've got all the recipes inside. Let's make 12. As you can see, it takes 5.6 kilobytes, and we've got two 16 kilobytes processing units. So let's just do that. Now it should take a bit of time, but don't worry, this is way faster than crafting them by hand because it gets pretty tedious with the power mod, especially early on. Same thing with the AE systems. Once we have our circuit assembler, this reaction chamber, everything will go so smoothly, and we will link up a big ME system right here in this space. Now I've got myself already measured out a 15 by 15, and we'll be building this right here, so stay tuned for that. I'll also build a little something back here and continue building out over here. Now my plan, continue building all along the wall. You need to use the space given to you, and look at this, we'll probably make a staircase down here, a platform here, and all that for different mods. Now that the thermogens are finished crafting, took a while, but we got them. We'll put them all on these blazing crystals and make sure to connect water. You can use a sink. I'm using an eternal water block from EvilCraft, and boom, boom, boom. As you can see, they're generating 2100 FE per tick, which is really good. And we will link up an energy cell to these, which will start charging up, and we will connect an ender spirited cell right on top. Boom. Now I'll put a battery inside channel 1, and look at this. Now we will receive from the bottom, extract to the top. This should fill up slowly but surely. There you go. And this is sending it also towards over here to charge up the other thing right here, which I've switched up these rods to the spirited version, also just making it faster. And as you can see, this is filling up quite fast. So our energy production has been pretty good this episode already. I think we'll be able to run all our machines no problem. Later on we'll upgrade. We'll use these reactors right here, which are pretty simple to use. You just need some uranite, which we can obviously get a seed, also coal and redstone to power it. I think we also need ice, but I don't think that's a problem. Look at the map right here. We will figure this out. So as promised, we'll get the intro seeds. So what you need, those Fluix blocks, and you're gonna need an intro seed, which is crafted like so. Pretty easy. We're gonna put them right next to our growth accelerators, speed up the process. You just place the seeds on there and it turns into a budding, fully entrodized Fluix. And as you can see, they grow really fast. To craft the seed for the MA system, we're gonna need 144. So with our Fortune 7 pickaxe, let's see how much time this takes us. Boom, just like that. We've got enough for a seed pretty fast. Let's put this Supremium Essence in there. Let's put the compressed blocks right here. And here we go. We'll have unlimited intro from now on. We'll be able to craft all our advanced machines. And yeah, so let's just place it right here and see how fast this grows. Don't forget to replace your Inferium seeds where you want them. And boom, 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 boom. There you go. Now, you take these intro seeds, you go place them in your system. So, we'll put them right here with our diamonds. And they should automatically be put inside here. Now, look at this. So, next step, you go in here, intro, you left click and encode pattern. Boom. Put this in here. Where is it? Put the pattern in here, and when you want these now, you could just craft them up easily like this. I hope you enjoyed the little base tour, little setup I've got. I feel this is pretty far for a first episode. Next episode, we'll be putting in the ME system. We'll go getting netherite, all the modium, put them into seeds, and get it in our system. So, if you have any suggestions, tips, don't forget to leave a like, put them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.